Hi everyone, I'm CHANDU DISAANAYAKE and today I would like to continue second episode of C++ tutorial. I already explained about installation and configuration part of C++ in previous episode. So in that video also I used example and described the way of creating a simple program using C++. Okay, then today you will be able to learn most of the basic concepts of C++. I used a presentation to cover those stuff. After that, I will explain some examples related to that concepts. Okay, without any more discussions, let's jump into the video. In this presentation, the topic is Introduction to Programming, so let's go. In first slide, you can see there's an introduction about programming. What is a programming language? A programming language is like a special language that people use to talk to computers. Just like we use words and sentences to talk to each other, we use code and commands in a programming language to tell computers what to do. This slide shows some core stuff in programming. Computers only know about data in binary format. So in past, people must learn binary coding for communicate with computers. Thereafter, machine language introduced as a solution to this problem. It somewhat solves the problem but not exactly. Machine language also not much user friendly. Because of this, people are directed to inventions of programming languages and thereby high level programming languages. In this slide, you will see some high-level programming languages. All of these languages makes user tasks easier by converting codes, probably same to user's language, that means English, to binary codes. There are some examples to high-level programming languages. They are Java, Python, C, C#, C++, Pascal, like that. Okay, there are two types of programming languages based on outputs. They are compiler and interpreter. Compiler executes the entire program at once, and interpreter executes program line by line. Once a line entered, it executes that. That's the difference between compiler and interpreter. What are control structures in C++? Control structures in C++ are programming fundamentals that manage the flow of execution within a program. They enable programmers to make decisions, repeat tasks, and manage the sequence in which commands are executed. There are three main type of control structures. You can see here: selection, sequence, and repetition. First, I would like to discuss about sequence. What is sequence? Sequence is the way of giving commands one by one and executing every command respectively. This shows how a process is like and how a computer runs a sequence of instructions one after the other to get things done. This is the one of simpler way of coding with a linear order. Selection. You can see a man with a chessboard and he's thinking about something. This picture shows basically the selection. Selection is a concept used to make decisions within the program. It checks some conditions with the use of conditional statement and thereby runs some procedure. If condition is a type of selection, and you can see here the structure of if condition. It starts with if and conditional statement, curly brackets open, and inside curly brackets there is a set of instructions. After that, else if, condition, set of instructions, else, set of instructions, like that. To advance the selection, user can enter else if. It is not a compulsory part of structure. If this condition is true, this set of instructions will be executed. If not, it checks for this condition. If it is true, this set of instructions will be executed. If not, this set of instructions will be executed. You can see here example for if condition, and More examples will be discussed in after the presentation. So let's go for the next slide. Selection swift case. Swift case is one of most used selection type in C++. So the structure of swift case is like that. It start with switch and then brackets and curly brackets. Inside curly brackets there are case 1 statement. After that the instructions and break. What is this break means? If case 1 is true, there's no need of executing if case 1 is true, there's no need of executing other cases. So that is the usage of break. A shift case in C++ refers to a switch case statement used to conditionally execute block of codes based on the value of an expression. That's it. Repetition. Repetition is the execution of set of instructions again and again according to set of rules. Instead of doing it manually each time, you create a set of instructions to do the task, and then you tell the computer to repeat those instructions a certain number of times until a certain condition is met. There are three main types of repetition. They are while, do while, and for. This is the while loop, and this is the structure for while loop. First there's a while and then conditional statement, curly brackets open, and set of instructions and return. Above set of instructions can contain sequence and selection, also subloops. All set of instructions are identified and limited by two curly brackets. In here you can see repetition do while loop. You can see the structure. It starts with do and set of rules, while, and condition. Also finally returns. The special thing is set of instructions should run at least one time even if the condition is successful, because condition checks after running the block of code. That's the specialty of do while loop. This is the for loop. Structure of for loop. In conditional statement there is a size, condition, and increment. Inside the curly brackets there are a set of instructions. In here the size of the variable considered for condition, and increment are declared as a single condition. Those three features are separated by semicolons. That's the difference between for loop and other loops. Arrays versus dynamic arrays. Arrays are ordered collection of elements that hold data of the same kind for organized and efficient data handling. Dynamic arrays or vectors are versatile containers, resembling dynamic arrays capable of resizing, adding, removing values after creating to manage data efficiently. Structs versus enums. In C++, enums offer human-readable labels for numerical constants. In C++, a struct is a composite data type that groups variables together under one name, where its members can have different data types and are accessible publicly by default. And finally, this is the final concept of this presentation. In C++, a pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. They provide a way to access and manipulate data indirectly by referring to its location in memory. Pointers are often used for tasks like dynamic memory allocation, data traversal, and building complex data structures. Usage of C++. C++ is a high-level programming language, as mentioned earlier. It is better to make codes more user-friendly with the use of comments. Comments are written with the use of double slashes and comments and clear readable formats. Then it will be great. This is the end of this presentation, and let's take a look of some examples related to the concepts discussed in this presentation. Okay, Let's discuss examples related to the concepts in the previous presentation. Here I open Visual Studio Code and MSIS2 terminal. We already discussed the way of installing and configuring this software in the previous episode. Okay, this is the folder I created for include the CPP files, header files, exe files, etc. This is the program I created for explain most of the concepts discussed in previous presentation. This is a program created for predict weather. It can give you information of annual rainfalls and temperatures. Also, it can rank the provinces according to rainfalls and temperatures. In this program, first I include splashkit.h and then include vector and a header file. I would like to remember if there's any vector. If there's any vector in a program, vector must be included. Also, I created a header file to bear structs and enums. It linked with this program by this including of weather.h. Okay. There is a command called using namespace std. What is it? Same name can't be given to multiple variables, functions, or classes like this in the same scope. I repeat it, in the same scope. So to overcome this situation, namespace is introduced. That's the usage of using namespace std. You can see these are variables. Variables allocate memory from machine to store and remember data. These set of variables are in string data type, and these set of variables are in integer data type. The starting point of program is in here. That means int main part. These are functions and procedures. This is a function. This function can be assigned to a variable in string type. The name of this function is read string. Parameters are inside of these brackets. In here, variable called prompt is created in string format. This is the block of code inside the function. First variable is created named as result. Then prompt created in parameters should be output. User input is requesting here for storing inside result. Finally, result returns. After that, all of these are procedures. Procedures consist set of instructions. When the procedure name is called, those instructions will be executed. In here, I keep the string empty to output a blank line. That means I skip a line in program, not in program output. This is a created variable that requests a user enter input to run the remaining part of program. This guideline procedure also same like previous. Next one is somewhat important. That's why, because it consists of do while loop and if conditions. In here, ABC is assigned for loop variable. Then some messages are output and request for enter input from user. Then it asks for some information related to weather. After that, it predicts weather. This is the beginning of if condition. You can see this is the conditional statement. To execute this block of command, climate must possess value cloudy and win must possess either breeze or average as value, and is a logical operator, and this must be true for execution of these instructions. Or is not like that. If one among those two is true, it will allow execution of instructions. If this conditional statement is true, these commands will be executed. If not this, like that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 else if to process data and predict weather. If all of these are false, instructions in else will be executed. After the if condition, there's a message output as do you want to run again. In the start of this procedure, ABC is assigned to loop variable. So now the user input is get into the loop variable. If user entered yes, this weather prediction part repeats. Then there is a procedure called annual rainfall. It starts with a do while loop. In that loop, a string type vector is created named as provinces. Because this is a vector, it able to resizing values. These are the values entered for vector. Then for loop is used for print all the provinces. This is the size, condition and increment. As condition, it checks a r integer less than the size of vector provinces. Then 10 means exit to main menu. User input requested here. User should enter the relevant number to his province or number to exit. Then switch case selection type is there to give relevant output. Switch case is looking for digit province integer. If it is 1, case 1 executed. This break means if case 1 true, there is no need of execution of other codes. Okay. If 10 is entered as input by user, do while loop stop because it runs till digit province not equal to 10. It display a message in case 10 and exit. Mechanism in this annual temperature procedure also same like previous. Then the program begins. These discussed functions and procedures are included in this integer int main part. They are like references to this. In int main part, the struct in a header file called here and named as my struct. This m1 is like a variable, and when using this struct m1, it is used with variable names declared when creating the struct. Okay. Program begins with showing two messages, and it requests user enter input for continue. After that, there is a do while loop. You can see here a do while loop. In loop, first there is a menu output for the better understanding of user. Here you can see read string function. String b in struct store the read string function. In that function, there's a parameter called string prompt. Enter your choice assigned here for the string prompt inside the brackets. You can see enter your choice. That string converts to integer and is stored inside the integer I in struct. After that, m1.I that is store user input as integer used to swift case selection. This is the important part of this int main part, shift case selection. So there are 8 cases. In first 5 cases, above configured procedures are called and executed. It is easy to programmer to type only the name of procedure other than typing all instructions. When we're talking about case 6 and 7, enums are used. Let's go to the header file. Okay, these are 2 enum configurations. In these enums, you can see ABC and XYZ are here for represent value 0. Do you know why is that? That's because in enums, value are assigned starting by value 0. These provinces are typed according to their rank. Then these ranks will be output in case 6 and 7. Here you can see rainfall rank output as my rank. When my rank equal western, it shows the value included in western. That value means the rank. Okay. Case 7 is also similar to case 6. Then if the user input is 8, case 8 is executed, and also do while loop is stopped because it works until user input not equal to 8. It stopped the program with a message. The message is you can see here, thanks for using me. That's it. For better understanding, I will explain enums, structs and pointers separately by using examples. Okay, this is example program for explain enum. I use popular mobile game to explain enum better. That game is Clash of Clans. Enum is created called reward. You can see here, enum is created called reward. Barbarian, archer and giant are 3 characters. 0, 1, 2 are assigned to those characters respectively. Enum makes programmer works easier. How's that? Because programmer not need to manually assign values starting from 0 to some words when using enums. Enums, that means it automatically assign values starting from 0. In here, the user is directed to choose a character. If the character possesses value 1, user can enter into clan war. After that, user choose one character and enter his name. If it is barbarian, user cannot enter clan war because value is 0. If it is giant, user cannot enter because value is 2. But if it is archer, then user can enter clan war because value is 1. Okay, I think enum is much clearer now. Struct is so simple. In here I created a struct called myStruct and declare some variables in it. In here I named this struct as ms, that means myStruct short form, and use variables created inside the struct with ms part, like this. You can see here, this part assign values to these variables, and this part here to output these variables created using struct. Okay, the final concept is pointer. What is pointer and how it works? Pointer is also a simple concept. In here, one pointer configured as integer. Then I create a variable called number and assign 42 as value to it. Then number assigned to the pointer. Then the value can be output with pointer, that means ptr. You can see here ptr. The relationship between number and pointer can be proved by assigning new value to pointer, and after that output value for number. This is the pointer concept. I think it is easy. So let's execute those three programs. Those four programs, and check whether it works. Okay, let's execute the programs we created as examples. So first I would like to execute the program.cpp. I open msys2 terminal and type pwd to print working directory, and then I'm in this test folder and I output, that means execute program.cpp by skm clang ++ program.cpp, output as my name Chandu. Run the program. When it is executed, there are two messages on the screens. They are weather forecasting system developed by CHANDU 2023. Okay, let's enter. Okay, there is a menu included introduction, guidelines, weather forecast, annual average rainfall, annual average temperature, rainfall rank, temperature rank, and exit. Enter your choice. I enter 1. This is about introduction part, and then these are guidelines, then 3 weather forecast. Hey you, welcome to the weather prediction program. Press enter to continue. Okay, how about the day? It is rainy, sunny, or cloudy. I enter it as rainy. Then okay, then how about the behavior of wind? Is it breeze, average, or storm? I enter it as storm. Mention the city, Colombo. It might be raining with lightning for several hours to Colombo. Stay in home. Switch off the plugs. Do you want to run again? No. Then annual average rainfall, number 4, to Western Province, number 1. Annual average rainfall for Western Province, 2387 millimeters. Okay, then exit to main menu. Then 5, annual average temperature for Central Province. Annual average temperature for Central Province equal 22 Celsius. Exit to main menu. Then I would like to see rainfall rank, number 6. Okay, Western Province 1, Sabaragamu Province 2, Southern Province 3, like that. Temperature rank 7, Eastern Province 1, North Province 2, North Central Province 3, like that. Okay, let's exit from this program by entering number 8. Program.cpp, that our main program is like that. Then I would like to execute enum.cpp. Let's execute this as output.exe. Scheme clang enum.cpp, output as output. Choose one of below characters. First, there are two messages. This is the type. Choose a character and win a chance to enter Clan War. The character who bear number 1 will make you available in Clan War. Choose one of below characters: Barbarian, Archer, or Giant. I enter Giant. Number 2. Sorry, you cannot enter into the Clan War. Okay, let's run it again. I enter Archer. Yeah, warmly welcome to the Clan War. Number 1. That's also correct. Then struct.cpp. No any use inputs there, only outputs. Let's run. Struct.cpp. Hello world. 3 and 10.5. This is a double value, this is integer value, this is the string. It is also correct. Then pointer.cpp. In here, this is the pointer and this is a variable called number in integer format, and 42 is assigned to number, and number is equals to pointer, and then pointer is output. After that, pointer equals to 100 and number is output. This number should be 100 and this pointer should be 42. Okay, let's run. Scheme C9++ pointer dot cpp and output. Output. This is the output. Value of number 42 and updated value of number 100. For the better readability, I make an extra line by right line. Okay, now let's go. Value of number 42 correct. Updated value of number 100. It is also ran successfully. So that's it. Thanks for watching this video.